This has been an insane week for sneaker news, starting off with the most insane thing. We just got some more news about the next Off-White Nike release. Specifically, it's going to be the Off-White Nike Air Force 1 Sesame. Now, apparently, these are supposed to be a Qatar exclusive, and another source has said that they were supposed to release in Europe last year. Now, regardless of what the case ends up being, trust me, if you're in the US, you could cop these. I'll tell you exactly how you could cop these, and I think it might actually be easier to get these in comparison to prior Air Force Ones. Don't worry, I'm gonna break all of it down for you guys. Before we jump into that, just quickly, we got some important news to go over. First of all, the Jordan 14 Ferrari drop is right around the corner. I got some stock numbers for you guys. There's only going to be 21,000 pairs on Nike US alone. Remember, that's not total stock, that's just for Nike US, but you could treat that proportionally. And for a Jordan release, at least as of lately, 21,000 is relatively low, especially for such a high demand model. For comparison, the Jordan 12 Flu Game had about 32,000 pairs released. That was also a very high demand shoe, but in my opinion, that's significantly more stock relative to the demand difference. So I definitely think these are going to be profitable, especially in big sizes, 10.5 and above. Retail is going to be $215, so obviously don't expect anything crazy, but there should be some good opportunity here. And most importantly, these are fire. I'm not a big fan of 14s, but this is one of my favorite Jordans of this entire year. I'm very excited to get my hands on a personal. Let me know what you guys think. And if I didn't mention it, they dropped June 14th, so right around the corner. Also, Kobe Air Force Ones are not done. We just got to look at two brand new colorways, which are going to be coming in fall for $130 and $120 respectively. We got the white pair, and we also got a court purple pair. Both of them look pretty solid. I am expecting these to be pretty limited. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated. And with that, at these lower retails compared to the prior $150, I think that there should be room for profit on these too. I'll keep you updated. Another Jordan that I'm extremely excited for that's dropping very soon is the Shattered Backboard 1.0. This is not the 2.0. This is not the 3.0. Nope. The actual Shattered Backboard Jordan 1 is finally coming back. Hopefully the leather quality on these is just as good as the prior release. I mean, that was a big thing. Everyone was talking about how good the quality on those was. And hopefully these have that same kind of quality. And if that ends up being the case, I could see these being one of the few Jordan 1s to actually end up being profitable, assuming stock is low enough. This is a very, very highly sought after colorway. It's a big deal. And if stock is low enough, I could see these doing pretty well. They're dropping on August 23rd for $180, and we definitely need these for the collection too. Another classic coming back is the Jordan 12 French Blue. These are going to be coming back also in August, specifically on August 16th for $200. Despite this being a classic colorway, it still is a Jordan 12, and I would expect these to just be personals. The only Jordan 12 that had potential and that did resell for a little bit and now is mostly just bricks unless you're selling locally was the Flu Games. I don't think these are going to outperform the Flu Games. A potential sleeper that's coming up that I think you guys should just keep your eye on. You know, no promises on this one, but definitely worth keeping on your radar. We got the Vaporfly 4 Pre-Montreal dropping for $260 sometime soon. They already loaded up on size, so the drop should be coming up in the next couple of months or so. The reason I'm mentioning this pair is because these tend to fly under the radar. There's been some prior Vaporflies that have actually done decent and easy profit in the past, and there's a chance these are too. We'll know as we get the stock numbers closer to the actual drop, but for now, just keep note of them. And now, the most exciting news. This news is even more exciting than the Off-White Air Force 1, because at least for me, like, these are my grails. I am so excited that this shoe is coming back. Guys, the Tokyo Jordan 5 is actually going to be coming back. I can't believe it. I am insanely excited to get my hands on this pair, and apparently the rumor is that there's about 20,000 pairs total. So that would make sense. They're keeping it very limited. 20,000 pairs total is going to be very difficult to get. And I'd imagine Nike will probably do something fun on Nike sneakers. I don't have any info as of now, but as we get closer, I'll have all the early info. Remember, for early info on any kind of shock drop, I'll posted inside of Endurance before it ends up happening. As always, you could join there with the link in the description below, and I'd suggest now more than ever you get into Endurance because Pokemon reselling has been popping like crazy, and there's no one doing Pokemon like us. There's a lot of big drops coming inbound that you don't want to miss out on. So again, check us out with the link in the description. But anyway, the Tokyo 5 is going to be dropping on September 27th. Yes, we have an actual release date for these. I can't believe this. Is anyone as excited as me? No. When I was first getting my feet wet in the sneaker game, this was one of the most rare Jordans, and I always remember thinking to myself, like, one day, one day I'm gonna get those. Well, now I finally have a chance to get them for the retail of just $210. I am definitely expecting these to be very profitable. We're gonna see what the actual stock numbers are like. That's the rumor as of now. I'll have to keep you guys updated. And right before getting into the Off-White Air Force One, just a very quick but important update. We have another Soleil Benbury and Crocs collaboration on the Polex Clog model. This time it's coming in the tree camo colorway, and it's only gonna be $85. They're dropping on June 5th on beasponge.com. They're gonna do the typical password release. I can see these actually being profitable despite many recent colorways of these collaborations bricking. I think that this one in particular does have potential for lunch money. Nothing crazy, but something that I would consider going for. All right, so now the Off-White Air Force One Sesame. What do we know so far? Well, apparently these were initially supposed to drop back in 2022 as a Qatar exclusive. And apparently they were also supposed to drop last year as a Europe exclusive. So it's up in the air exactly how these are going to release. I don't have the info as of now. It's very early. I eventually will, and I'll keep you guys updated on the confirmed info. But as of right now, it's unconfirmed what country these are going to be exclusive for or continent. But regardless of where these end up dropping, whether they're exclusive or not, you're going to be able to comp these, and I'll show you exactly how. It has to do with reshippers. Yes, you're going to need a reshipper if these drop outside of the US as an exclusive to the respective country. And yes, believe it or not, Nike sneakers will actually ship the orders if the billing and the shipping address don't match. I know that's a concern of a lot of people, but it actually works, and I will show you proof of this. Back in 2019, during the sneakers anniversary, there was I think it was a scratcher shock drop for the Sacai LD Waffle, a very profitable shoe, a shoe that was worth reshipping. I had the early info for this drop, and I told everyone inside of Endurance, even if you're in the US, you guys need to go for this. And the way you need to go for this is by using a reshipper. Now, it was a little bit tricky to figure it out for that first time because I had to find the proper formatting that would work with Nike, and now I know what actually works, and luckily it was correct. So everyone who copped from that drop back in 2019 on the Sacai's that wasn't from Europe ended up getting their pairs. Now granted, they had to pay about $45 to $55 extra for the reshipping cost, but that was nothing. It was very insignificant in comparison to the profit that they made reselling the shoe, and the Off-White Air Force One is going to be no different. Obviously, you'll pay $50 to reship something if the profit is going to be over $1,000. Like, that's a no-brainer. Now, the tricky thing is how to format it correctly, but don't worry. I have all the information on this. I'm going to have all of those guides and everything posted in Endurance before the drop. And, of course, I'll have the early info, too, regardless of what country it's going to be dropping in. Don't worry. It's a very big deal. We're going to make sure that we have everything on point for you guys, and you're going to be able to cop just like every single Off-White Air Force One release. We haven't missed a single one, and whether that's on the Off-White website or whether it's on Nike sneakers for the early info for shock drops, you guys know for years I've always had your back with these drops, with any drop for the matter, but these are really big deals, you know. Now, I have a feeling that even if they are exclusive on Nike sneakers, that the Off-White website might drop these worldwide. Regardless, though, you are going to be able to cop because we've been reshipping on the Off-White website for the longest time, too. But now they do also offer US shipping, and you don't have to. I would say, regardless, have a reshipper prepared in your autofill information. But anyway, to cop on Off-White, they have a waiting room. It's not Qwit, it's a special waiting room platform that only a couple of sites use, and we actually do support this waiting room inside of my bot Gargantua AIO, and whenever Off-White does a drop, we generate bypass links for this waiting room, and it allows you to skip the entire queue. And this is how we took like so much of the stock on the Off-White BKM green Air Force One, because we were sending out all the bypass links like every single minute, and people were able to cop tons and tons of pairs, and it was very profitable. So again, there's a chance that Off-White does ship worldwide, but regardless, I'd have a reshipper prepared for that anyway, just to be safe, especially because you're going to want to prepare a reshipper and set that up for the Nike sneakers release. Again, I don't have the confirmed info yet what country these are supposed to be dropping in. These are just what public sources are saying and what the rumors were for prior years, that it was supposed to drop in Qatar, it was supposed to drop in Europe. Regardless though, whatever happens, trust me, you're going to be able to cop. Reshippers actually do work. You have to format it correctly, and I got your back when it comes to this, like always. And there's some Nike sneaker shock drops upcoming that you probably should prepare for, so just saying, feel free to join Endurance with the link in the description below. Other than that though, have a fantastic rest of your day.